It's 1,50,518, and the list continues like this. Well, we do have few projects which are called the incubator projects. We do not have the projects come up with the active community. They have to be get approved from the language community of Wikimedia Foundation. But yes, we do have a lot of languages in the pipeline, which will be coming in the next few months. Yes, we do have those projects in the pipeline. As I was saying, that those are the incubator projects. We have Angika, Vajika, Rajasthani, and few more languages, Hindi, and few more languages in the as incubator projects. So in a couple of months, they will be get approval once a community activation will grow. So we move to the next slide. What are the hurdles we face while propagating the message that we want the Indic Wikipedias, we want the Wikipedia in Indian languages? First of all, community. Building a community for an Indic language Wikipedia takes a lot of effort, especially engaging people to contribute in an Indian language using an English keyboard, and that's a big issue. I mean, that's a big problem to build a community, to an active community. Awareness. People are not aware that Wikipedia does exist in different Indian languages. All we know is there is only one Wikipedia in English. We need to make people aware that Wikipedia does exist in 20 Indian languages. How to type in Indian languages using an English keyboard? People are not that comfortable using the Indian languages in the web. People might not be knowing how to type in Indian languages, so we need to educate them. Active participation. This again a part of the community building. We need to make people engaged in different wiki initiatives to make them take part actively in different Indic Wikipedias. Logistics. This is another issue when you want to arrange a workshop, a meetup in some place, and obviously there is a kind of logistics issue which come up. You need to book a venue, we have to arrange the speakers, we have to have computers, projectors, so all these things definitely need money. So logistics is another hurdle we face while doing a Wikipedia workshop. Communication, reaching to most people, making them understand that we are doing something really philanthropic, and they should also take part for their language. Diversity. India has a whole set of so many different languages, and all the languages are not just same. You go to the northern part of India and you move towards the southern part of India, north, south, east, west, all are quite a diverse language. The language barrier as well as the diversity of the language is quite huge, and reaching to people who the mother tongues are completely different from one another. Interest. Interest is something which drives you to contribute something for the Wikipedia kind of initiatives where you are not paid for anything. We normally work for money. That's a prime concern, and people do write for interest. So if somebody is interested in some particular field, some particular aspect, then definitely he will come forward to contribute something for the Wikipedia. So community building, I'll first go through the community building, how we build the community. First of all, we build a personal context. If I can engage my family members, my dad, mom, my grandfather, my grandmother, or any of my family members, my personal contacts, friends, if I can educate them about the Wikipedia initiatives for the Indic languages, that will be the really great thing. We use different medias like mails, calls, Facebook, social networking sites to reach to people. Outreach programs, academies, meetups. This is an academy where we teach people how to edit Wikipedia in the Indic languages. Meetups is something we discuss about the present status of Wikipedia community, how to bring more people into the Wikipedia movement, how to make them engaged in the wiki activities. Discussions. A live discussion could happen using an IRC or internet relay chat, where you do the live chat. We discuss these aspects with the people, make them understand that how we are growing the wiki community for the Indic languages. Skype chat, Gtalk, there are several ways to reach people. Have a live session of chat. Networking, engage people, build a contact, build a network of people who will be practically involved in the wiki activities to take part in the active community building, as well as contributing more for the Wikipedia. Follow-ups: once you teach people how to edit Wikipedia and why to edit Wikipedia, they go back home and they may forget that they have a very live session to understand and learn how to edit Wikipedia. So you have to take regular follow-ups, make them understand that we need an active participation and the day-to-day basis. So they have to come forward and take active participation in the Wikipedia activities. Then finally they will definitely come and start editing the Wikipedia. So that's how we grow for the Indic languages. Awareness: how to bring up awareness among people, how to make them know that Wikipedia activities are happening in the Indian languages and how they can take part in that. Colleges: we can approach to different colleges and the subject domain departments specifically. For example, if it is a media studies academy institute, or if it is a mass communication academy or the Indian language studies, we could approach them and they could engage their students to take part in the Indian Wikipedia activities. They can contribute, and that's again the interest is also take a root of that. Public library collaboration: this could be a very successful example. We have conducted one workshop in Bangalore where a few of the Indian Wikimedia chapter and a few of the active members of Wikipedia went to the public library of public state library of Bangalore, and they have organized a workshop which engaged 46 people, and they have taken active part. They learned how to edit Wikipedia in Kannada, and we will definitely look for such initiatives for the collaboration with the public libraries. Photo work is just like a work where we engage a lot of people, few professional photographers. They go take photos of different historical places, monuments, places of interest, and all that you need to upload the photos in the Commons. Commons is the repository of Wikimedia Foundation, which allows you to upload photos which are free of any kind of copyright, so anybody can use it commercially and non-commercially. Monument work is similar kind of the photo work where you take pictures of the ancient monuments. Academies: this is one of the academies where we engage people how to edit Wikipedia in the Indian languages. Meetups, discussions, computer literacy programs: we have to teach people how they can take part in the we have to educate people to use computers. Once they learn how to use computers, they can definitely take part in the Indic language Wikipedia projects. Wiki NGO collaborative efforts: we have to take help of a few of the NGOs who are quite dedicated for the language community growth. So I could give an example. In Bangalore, we have something called the CIS, or the Center for Internet and Society, where we have taken the help of those people. They have provided us as the space to conduct the workshops for free. PR, public relations, and media take a very active part in our life, and once something comes to a news, a printed news, a published news, people come to know that there's something existing in the Indian language Wikipedias. So definitely people come forward and take part in that. How to type in Indian languages is quite a difficult task to make people aware they can also type in Indian languages. Social networking site support: we have to build contacts in the social networking sites like Facebook. We have to engage people, understand they can also write in their native languages. Mails: we can send mails to people, making them understand that how they can edit Wikipedia or how they can type in their native languages. Static content link sharing: we can share the links which gives a basic information how they can install a font in their local computer, how they can read the fonts, how they can read a content which is written in an Indian language. Then font installation support: how they can install a font in their computer, and how they can read and write in their native languages. Operating system barrier: there are a lot of barriers in the operating system. Windows XP doesn't support most of the Indian language rendering to some extent, so we need to make aware how they can install the font or how they can change the settings in the computer to read and write in the Indian languages. Then active participation: so we have to segregate the number of people in different sets. The target audience and this all depends on which kind of institutes we are approaching. If it is a school or college, we have to find the specific departments. The department, for example, if we are making a target audience of the science department of some particular university, we have to approach them and we have to make a seminar very customized. So the session of the academy should be very specific to talk more about the science specific articles where they can contribute. They will be interested to contribute. Elderly masses, there are a lot of elderly people who have resource and they don't have any mean to propagate them. So we have to make them understand they can use their free time for contributing for Wikipedia. They have a lot of resource. They just need to gather them and put it in the Wikipedia pages. Employees of NGOs who take the voluntary effort to propagate about the language, the heritage, and a lot of different things. So they could be definitely interested. Government officials, for example, if we find some census official who could be interested in adding the census data in the Wikipedia pages, in the Wikipedia articles about different places. Private organizations, we can approach the employees of the private organization where they could be interested to write about their subject matter. Logistics, so the hurdles we face in logistics is to find a place and who will pay for that. So we can approach the government to provide some space, a venue where the Wikipedia workshops could be conducted. We can approach the educational institutes, so it will be really a great thing if an educational institutes agree to conduct a Wikipedia workshop where the students of the institute could come and learn how to edit Wikipedia in the Indic languages. The next is the public relation and media institutes. So if a mass communication institute or public relation or media study institute could come forward and provide their space, and their students could be practically learn how to edit the Wikipedia, and that could be one of the subject matter they can do. They can edit Wikipedia in the subject matter which is related to them. Interest is something which drives us to do things. If I like some specific subject, if I like design, then I will be definitely interested to edit Wikipedia in my particular domain. So the first question somebody asks you when you conduct a workshop for any Indian language is, why should I edit Wikipedia? What I gain by editing Wikipedia? So we have to make people understand that Wikipedia is an encyclopedia. It is for sharing your knowledge with the people, and then you make them understand how they can edit Wikipedia. Why? Then the interest user group creation. As I was telling, if somebody is interested in a science specific subject, then we have to make him understand that he could donate a lot of articles, he could find a lot of references to cite and edit the articles which are related to science in the native Indian languages. And that could be done by creating the wiki projects. Wiki projects are specifically dedicated projects in different languages as well as in English Wikipedia, where we segregate the different sections of the Wikipedia pages, the Wikipedia articles. So arts subject matter articles could be kept inside the wiki project arts. Science related stuff could be kept inside the wiki project science. Monuments could be kept inside the wiki project monuments. And that becomes quite easier for an user to figure out which subject he would be interested to edit in the Indic language. Then the wiki events. We have to organize different wiki events, academies, photo walk, wikinic or picnics where people go, take pictures, collect information about a particular plant, herb, anything. I mean, wiki computation. We can do online computations where we feature those people in the public profile, which is apart from the Wikipedia, but they get quite interested when they get published. People see their faces in Facebook in an event, they get quite enthusiastic to contribute for the Wikipedia. Open source forum participation. There are a lot of forums like Fedora, Linux, a lot of forums which engage people to come forward and contribute for the open source software development. So we can engage those people, we can contact those people to take part in the Wikipedia activities. Socializing, making social contacts with a lot of people, help to conduct the workshops and making them aware how the Wikipedia initiatives work for the Indic languages. So I'll thank you all for listening to me, and the next session will be carried out by Mandar from the Marathi Wikipedia. He's a very active member, and he'll be taking you through a session where he'll be teaching how to conduct a Wikipedia. How you can create an account, a new account, how we could edit Wikipedia, how you could create a new Wikipedia article, and what is a Wikipedia article should be, what are the basic components of the Wikipedia article. Yeah. Well, yes. May I ask you exactly if it is an NGO or an organization? All right, all right. What we intend is we want people to come engage themselves as a Wikipedia editors, where they can contribute for the Wikipedia articles. All right, create new Wikipedia articles, contribute for the Indian language Wikipedias. So that's the basic intention. And when an NGO is working for the development of the language or the heritage or anything related to the language or the documentation of that particular language, so they can come forward. We can have a collaborative effort, a Wikipedia academy just like this, where we can teach people, where they can educate people how to edit Wikipedia in any Indian language. Well, if any NGO would be interested to take part in such initiative, that will be quite, that will be greatly appreciated. All we need is a public relation, all we need is a public collaboration, all we need is a public attention for this kind of initiatives. I don't have an internet connection. Okay, the Bhojpuri Wikipedia could be accessed at bho.wikipedia.org. I don't have internet connection, and you can just go home and check how exactly is it. So that is just like any Wikipedia, and it's still a growing phase. So you can definitely engage more people to contribute for that, by organizing different workshops, meetups, engaging more people, making them aware that the Bhojpuri Wikipedia does exist. They can also contribute in the Bhojpuri Wikipedia in their own language. If somebody is quite not comfortable with English, they can definitely contribute for their own language Wikipedias. That's the whole intention we're here.
Good afternoon, everybody. Is everybody awake? Yeah, that's good. Actually, so I have got two challenges. I have to keep you awake, and as well as I need to tell you something about editing of Wikipedia. So both are things are not easy, I know. Okay, so before we jump to direct editing and all that, I want to ask one question. Like, how many people in the room right now are editing on Wikipedia? Just raise hands. Okay, so there are around 5-6 people, 7. Okay, no problems. That's good. And how many people have got login on Wikipedia? Except other than editors, I guess very few people. Okay. So the thing is that so I will start from login. So that would be a better idea to get acquainted with the Wikipedia world. Before that, I just wanted to introduce myself. My name is Mandar Kulkarni. I primarily work on Marathi Wikipedia. It is not that I don't like English Wikipedia, but the fact is that I love Marathi Wikipedia. So I am working primarily on Marathi Wikipedia, and I have contributed, I have over 2500 edits in Marathi. I have created many articles and I love working on it. So that is the definition, I think sufficient. Coming back to the Wikipedia world, there are two stages, like one is viewer and otherwise editor. So for viewing Wikipedia, there is no login requirement. So let's go from very basic. So I would urge that for keeping yourself awake, try to note down what I am saying. That would be better, because other reason is, simple reason is that you will forget what I am saying. So try to pull your